Hey, welcome. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. What is it that is a turn on for them? Okay, what is it about you that they find attractive? What is it about you that they like? That they're passionate about? We'll see what messages come through. You could also be upskin in general. You don't necessarily need to have a specific person in mind. You could just ask, what is it about me that turns people on, or the majority of people, something like that. But anyways, there are 3 groups for you to choose from. Group 1, the Emperor. Group 2, the Sun. And group 3, the Lovers. Okay, so group 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause the video if you do need to take a moment to choose your group, but I will see you guys in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you have chosen the first group, the Emperor, then this reading is for you, okay? The person on your mind, what is it about you that they find attractive? Okay, what about you turns them on? So I will start off with your tarot cards, and then I will get into these cards after. So for your tarot cards, we have King of Cups upright. We have the Magician in reverse. And we also have the 8 of Swords, which is also in reverse. All right, so it feels like this group, maybe you have quite handsome features and they find these features very attractive on you. They do think, this is random, but they could think you also have attractive feet. They aren't necessarily turned on by feet per se, but they could just think you have cute toes. Do you know what I mean? The times when you are very laid back is a big turn on for them. And also when you're wearing like baggy clothes. One second. If this is someone you're already in like a relationship with, it's a turn on when they see you in their clothes. But regardless of whether you're in a relationship with this person or not, when you're in baggy clothes in general, they find it attractive. It feels like they're really like attracted to how chill you are. They're also attracted to you because of the interests you have. They could feel that you have, cool interests, maybe some that are similar to their own, or maybe you have the same interests as they do. But it feels like they're turned on by how relatable you are, not only to them, but they could feel other people would easily relate to you as well. Actually, they may not really feel like you're relatable to them, but they could feel that other people feel relatable to you. And they don't necessarily think that you feel the same way about people, just that people see you that way, But it is a turn on for them. They're especially attracted to your openness because of how open you are or were specifically to them. You could also be open-minded, which is something they like. Some of you here could have quite low eyes, like, those low, sexy kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of like seductive eyes. But whatever it is, it feels like your eyes are a big turn on for them. They could also feel that your eyes are quite emotional, quite expressive, maybe quite deep. For some of you, maybe your eyes are quite far apart as well. So some of you could have wide set eyes, which is a turn on for them. They find your face very youthful, which is attractive to them. And it doesn't even matter if you're older, you still have a youthful face that they do find very endearing. And the fact that you're down to earth is a big turn on for them too. Like they love, this is random, but they love seeing you in a hat. They could find that you look very attractive in a hat. It also feels like they're turned on by your figure. It feels like they love your legs. And this may not be for everyone, but for a lot of you here, for some of you here, they like it when your skin is covered. Or it may not even be when your skin is covered. It just feels like they like it when you visibly look comfortable. Like not necessarily comfy clothes, but it's a turn on seeing you comfortable in your own skin and, you know, whatever it is that you've chosen to wear, you know? So yeah, another thing that is a big turn on for them is that you are incredibly understanding in their eyes. It does turn them on when you are soft and gentle, especially with them, even if you're not like that in general, you know. Even if you're quite rough in general, it feels like when you meet them, or when you're around them, they could like perceive you as quite innocent, quite sweet, quite soft, whereas maybe you're not like that typically, you know. And maybe that duality is actually what kind of turns them on. They find it attractive that you are healing and growing within yourself, even if you may not perceive it that way. They do perceive you as growing and trying to heal. Maybe even trying to love yourself a bit more. Like some of you could be trying to be like more optimistic, maybe more positive in certain areas, or maybe, you know, specifically towards yourself, or it could be in towards other people, you know, in other areas of your life. But they like it that it seems like you're being proactive about it. So for some of you here, they like that you're single. It could be a turn on for them that you're single. Maybe if you've been single for quite some time. If this is someone you're already with though, they like that you're an individual and they like that you kind of differentiate yourself from the crowd, that you're just a unique person in general. You know, they like that about you, and they wouldn't change that for anything. It also turns someone that you are very accepting of them, or they feel that you are very accepting of them. If this is someone you've been physical with already, they like the fact that you guys share maybe similar, you know, fantasies or similar kinks, you know, stuff like that. If you are more dominant in the bedroom, that is definitely a huge turn on for them, or it's something that would be a big turn on if this isn't someone you've been physical with yet. So this person, they like it that you've tried a lot of different things. Like they could view you as quite experienced. Like, you know, yeah, experience. It could be in the bedroom, for some of you guys, but for others of you, it's just like life experience. You know, maybe you know, tried a lot of things and, you know, dabbled in a lot of things and, you know, but they did say that they do like the fact that you do have a lot of interest. Maybe you have a broad range of interests, which they find very attractive, you know. Um, but yeah, they think you guys are very similar, which they like. It is a turn on for them that you are quite adventurous. They like that you don't hold yourself back at all or anymore. Maybe it has been like a process for you guys. But they're very attracted to your sense of humor, and and for some of you, they like it that you can be a bit devious at times when you want to be. This could be in a playful way with the sun coming out. It could be in a less playful way. It doesn't really matter, but they do like it that you can be a bit devious. Sometimes they do feel a bit intimidated by you, but they low-key like it. Although they do think you're super chill, it also turns them on when you are really talkative, especially because it may not be all the time that you're like that, or it's not all the time that they kind of get the opportunity to have, long conversations with you, or maybe talk to you much, depending on who this is. Um, for some of you, though, they could think you're good at manipulating people, but they feel that you're good at manipulating people that aren't necessarily good people. But they like to see it. For some reason, it is super attractive to them. But they also find it funny that you are able to manipulate people who are maybe trying to, not. For some of you, like maybe manipulating people who think they're smarter than they really are, or people who just aren't great people. You know what I mean? So yeah, they could find it funny as well. So this person, they're also turned on that you know when to give effort and you know when to pull back. For some of you, this is like in the bedroom, though, even if like this could, if this is someone you've, already been with, um, and this is something that they already know about you, then that is something that they definitely like. But if isn't someone you've been with yet physically, then that is like the idea of you doing that, like pulling back and then, you know, being a more dominant, and then, it's they like the idea of that basically. Um, so this person, they also like the fact that a lot of people like you. Even if it's not mutual, you know what I mean? But yeah, they really like that about you. So let's see what else we have. So over here, I pulled like features. Obviously, all the features may not resonate for everyone. And I've also pulled like characteristics that they find endearing about you. So I'll start with the characteristics. Okay, so we have oval face, we have freckles, we have flared nostrils, we have thin eyebrows, and we also have close cut. So if any of you here do have like a shorter hairstyle, it doesn't need to be a close cut hairstyle. I mean, if you do literally have a close cut hairstyle, then that is a big turn on for them. But for others of you, I'm just getting like short hairstyle. If you do have a short hairstyle, they find that very attractive on you. They find your face shape attractive. For some of you, if you do have an oval face shape, it could literally be that. But I don't even feel it's very specific, on what the face shape looks like. But on you, whatever your face shape is, they like it on you. It is something that they find very attractive. If you guys have freckles, another thing that they find attractive. If you do have like more flared nostrils, this does feel specific to those of you who do have like flared nostrils, that they do find that feature very attractive on you. So for this group, maybe your eyebrows aren't always thin. But maybe when you do it that way, like, I don't know, like pluck or wax or whatever it is, they do find it attractive when your eyebrows are maybe on the thinner side. So as now we're going to move on to what is it called, like personality traits. So we have impartial, we have outspoken, extravagant, gentle, and shy. So what is it about you that they find attractive? So they actually find it very attractive that you don't feel the need to kind of give your opinion or your judgments on every single thing. They like that you are discerning in regards to maybe what you give your energy to, what you kind of react to. And they like the fact that not a lot of things kind of rattle you to the point where, you know, you need to like give maybe like heavy opinions on stuff. Maybe there's only a select like group of things that you do feel quite strongly about, but they like that you're not super opinionated, you know. Then we have outspoken. So it actually feels like the opposite. It feels like they like the fact that you're not super outspoken all the time, but at the same time, like, they admire, it's like they admire your strength, but your strength is maybe more of a subtle kind of quiet strength. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time arguing with everyone type of strength, you know, like I'm gonna like conserving your energy type of strength, and picking and choosing your battles basically. And they like the fact that you can be discerning in that way, and that you don't kind of give everyone and every little thing that kind of reaction and that attention. So they like it that you're not super outspoken, you know, super opinionated. Like those could be traits that they don't necessarily like, you know, if when someone is super opinionated and judgmental. So the idea of doing Queen of Wands, the idea of doing like extravagant things for you is definitely a turn on for this person. Like doing nice things for you, you know. This could be something that they desire to do as opposed to something that they've maybe done already. Maybe for some of you that is the case. Um, but yeah, they do like the idea of, you know, spoiling you in some way. It feels like taking you out somewhere nice, so. So with shy, like this group, you may not even be shy. Maybe some of you are. And if you are shy, they find that trait in you a big turn on, you know. But for others of you, it's not that you're necessarily shy. It could be, what's the right word? It could be introverted. It could be, it doesn't necessarily feel like reserved. But for those of you who are shy, they do find it a turn on. But if you are just a bit more of a low-key person, they do like that about you. But they're definitely turned on by how gentle you are. Like you're not harsh. It's just like you have this very like soft, gentle energy, and they wouldn't change that for the world, you know. So we also have Doctor. It says heal thyself. We have sex, kiss, hug, face and embrace all parts of yourself. And we also have take care of yourself. Trust that if you do, you'll always land on your feet. So we have cat, sex, kiss, hug, and Doctor. So Two of Cups. So the idea of being intimate with you is something that is a big turn on for them. This person could fantasize about you quite a bit, actually. So another thing that this person finds very attractive is that they feel you have been like integral when it comes to their healing, and it's something that they are very grateful for. When it comes to you, that you have helped them heal in certain ways. So it also turns them on that you face and embrace all parts of yourself. But for some of you, this has been, a process. It's been a journey. And they like that you are learning to embrace all parts of yourself. For some of you, maybe, you've already kind of reached that place. But for some of you, you're on a journey to reaching that place. And they like the dedication that you are kind of pouring into that journey. It's like you guys may not see it, but it feels like they see it, like from the outside looking in, and they respect it. So it feels like some of you here are like taking care of yourself more, and that is a big turn on for them, that you are starting to take care of yourself more. But that message does feel specifically for those of you who are like still on that journey and still taking steps to love yourself and care for yourself. So we also have, is it bad that I've never made love? We have humiliation. We have balls deep. We have, how is it possible to have a connection so strong with someone I barely know? We have so pure, yet so dirty and raw. We have self-love. We have escapism. And we also have bitter. So what is it about you that they find attractive? So the person that you're asking about, they could feel in some area of your life, or for some reason you could feel bitter, like you're justified to feel that way. But the fact that you aren't is something that is a big turn on for them, that is very attractive, that you don't feel bitter about something that you possibly could, All right, so the person that you're asking about, they could feel that you're not necessarily someone that's into like making love like slow, and instead they could feel that you're quite, passionate, or you're just not really into like the lovey-dovey love making type thing, which they do find a turn on. I know the message earlier of them feeling like you kind of, share, similar like physical and sexual like habits and behaviors, so they like the fact that you guys are compatible in that way. For some of you, they kind of just feel that you guys would be compatible in that way from what they've observed. So for a lot of you here, it feels like it's a big turn on for them that you're not afraid to be, not necessarily humiliated, you're just maybe not afraid to make a fool out of yourself sometimes. Like there are times where you don't take yourself too seriously, and they do find that very attractive. So either the idea of being balls deep in you is a turn on for them, but for some of you that has already been a beautiful reality for them, and it's something that they love. It's something that they definitely cherish. You know what I mean? So how is it possible to have a connection so strong with a person I barely know? All right, so for some of you here, like if you don't already share a connection with this person, like, and this is just someone you're interested in, or there has been some interest, and maybe it's quite new, quite fresh, or it's still like in the growing phase, but it is a big turn on that they do feel like this strong connection to you, you know. And the thing is, they could already feel like they know so much about you. Again, this could be in like a short space of time, or it could be without, it could be through like observing you and maybe like seeing you around, but like maybe I haven't really spoken to you that much yet. Maybe there's been like, you know, some conversation between us, but not a lot. But they do like the fact that they feel like they know you, and share a strong connection with you, maybe without even really knowing you that well, or maybe if it is new, and you know. But yeah, so with so pure yet so dirty and raw, like they do feel this innocence from you, um but they feel like maybe the packaging is like not as sweet and, you know, gooey as as how they feel you are with them, if that makes sense, you know. So with self-love, like again, it does turn them on that you are learning to love yourself. From their perspective, like they do feel like you're still on that journey. So it feels like thinking about you like provide some type of escape for this person. And even though it's not something that you're necessarily doing, like they do find it a turn on that they can, you know, lose themselves in just thinking about you. Do you have more from this card? But anyways, that is all I have. For those of you who chose this group, I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense and maybe resonate for you and the person that you're asking about. But I am wishing you guys the best, all right? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hello, gorgeous. If you have chosen the second group, the sunshine, the sunshine, the sun, then this reading is for you. I will start off with your tarot cards. So we have the Devil in reverse. We have Two of Swords upright, Five of Swords in reverse. So it's ironic, right, that you guys chose the beautiful sun here, because it feels like this person, they could perceive you as less sun and more like storm and clouds. And I'm just joking, but they could perceive you as quite dark and a bit, you know, intense, maybe even moody. But it really does turn them on though. And the fact that you are not for everyone, that you may not be everyone's cup of tea or whatever it may be, like that is what turns them on about you, you know. Another thing is that they're very attracted to your skin. They feel you have beautiful skin. It doesn't matter what complexion you are. But they, you know how like in this Devil card, it's like the skin is like glistening and glowing. Like that's how they see your skin. As glistening. And this person, they also like the fact that you aren't afraid to say things that might be a bit harsh. For some of you, this isn't something that they know for a fact. Like this could be someone who's like a crush. Maybe this is someone that knows you. It doesn't really matter, but it feels like, yeah, they like the fact that you aren't afraid to just say what needs to be said. But again, like for some of you, that's not something that they know for a fact, but it's how they perceive you. But you keeping it real is a big turn on for them. Like not only in what you say, but just how you move through life in general. If this person hasn't seen you naked yet, oh my gosh, do they fantasize? Like this person like can't stop fantasizing about you and what you might look like. And again, like this feels like it could be for those of you who like like a crush. Maybe you see this person out socially. Three of Cups. So yeah, maybe for some of you, this person doesn't know you very well yet. Maybe for others of you, you're asking generally, like, what do people in general like about you? And, you know, turns people on about you. But they do find it a turn on that they perceive you as a no BS type of person, even if you're not typically that way, you know? But it's a turn on that you do seem quite unapproachable. Like again, like if you are asking about someone that you do see around socially, or in like other groups of people, or like, you know, out and about, yeah, they could perceive you as quite unapproachable, but it's very attractive to them. Like it works for them. And for a lot of you here, like it turns them on that you're not conventionally attractive, which makes you even more attractive in their eyes. It feels like they fantasize about you quite a bit. They like the idea of, you know, kissing you. They like the idea of sucking on your lip, you know, specifically though. And other areas of your body, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. But they think that not a lot impresses you, and they like that not a lot impresses you. Maybe you seem quite indifferent, you know, most of the time, or a bit like unbothered, but they do find it very attractive. And please don't take offense, but they could see you as a walking red flag, but for some reason it's such a big turn on for them. But to clarify, they don't see you as toxic or anything like that. It's funny, look at the sun, he's like literally, is that a flag? But yeah, yeah. So, where were we? So yeah, for some of you, they could feel that other people would perceive you as like having, you know, red flags and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it is a turn on for them that you do seem quite unimpressed, you know, or just not bothered most of the time. They think you're a very passionate person, though, very sexy, maybe a bit lustful. They kind of get this sexy, devilish kind of vibe from you, you know. And it also turns them on when you do wear dark colors. But they imagine you to be, you know, pretty intense physically in bed, but not necessarily like wild or freaky, just really intense. But the idea of them being a bit kinky and freaky with you is what turns them on, not necessarily you doing that to them. So they could, so it feels like they do fantasize a lot actually about, you know, doing a lot of kinky and, you know, naughty stuff to you. Like them being the ones that cater to you, basically, you know. They think you actually have like a ton of sex appeal, but they feel like you're not trying to. They may even think you're trying to actively avoid having too much sex appeal. But it's a big turn on for them. Like they love your smile. It could, if you see this person around, or like if you smile at this person, but it's like a small smile, or like you know, kind of like, you know, when the corner of your mouth lifts up a little bit, a smirk even, but they do find it very attractive when you smile. They like it that you make them second guess themselves. You know, you could make them question whether they're good enough. It also turns them on that you're clearly not afraid to leave things and people behind that steer that kind of steer you away from maybe what you're trying to accomplish. Like they could also feel maybe you are trying to move away from, you know, things or people that kind of encourage like a Nine of Swords kind of energy. For some of you, it may not even be people or things that encourage that energy. It could just be, you know, you kind of, you know, taking ownership and accountability of your mental, you know, well-being, which they find attractive. But they could also feel that you steer away from things or people that may try to control you. So it turns them on that you are healthy. Like I said before, like they could see, like they could perceive you on the outside, or they feel other people perceive you on the outside as having red flags. But it feels like below the surface, they know that you are not a toxic person. They know that you are healthy. They feel that you make healthy choices as well. But it's also very attractive to them that you clearly don't care what people think of you, you know? They are turned on by your freedom. They feel you've obviously been through some stuff, but you overcame. It turns them on as well when you have a straight face. Not a serious face necessarily, maybe just like a little unimpressed. I think I said that earlier, but you know, when someone's just, they look unimpressed and then you smile, it makes their heart skip a beat when that happens, you know? Or even when you're lost in thought and then you see them and you smile, and it just makes them melt, you know? But it also feels like they're very attracted to your vigilance. They notice that you can be cautious, but it does hurt them that you have to feel that way. But they do feel your eyes are very present and alert, something that they do find very beautiful, even if it does come from a place of hurt. So this person, they definitely feel this unspoken sexual tension between you guys, but they do feel like it is specifically from their side. Like they could feel like they're projecting a lot onto you, because it feels like they aren't really sure how you feel. And it also feels like they're not sure about you because they aren't sure whether they are judging or perceiving you correctly. It's like, I see you this way, but I don't know if I'm kind of just, again, like projecting how I think you are onto you, you know? Um, like they feel that they perceive you in, you know, in this way. And but in their mind, they do think that maybe I'm making these things up about you in my head. um, you know, things about you that I don't even know are true. But this is someone who's crushing on you hard, you know. But what if we get together and it's not what I thought it would be? So they do feel quite conflicted. And they do feel maybe worried that they've kind of projected some of, you know, how they're feeling onto, you know, a connection that maybe hasn't formed yet. But anyway, so this person, they like the idea that you're a bit mean, even if you're not. And you know, this person, they could see themselves as not toxic, but they could see themselves as also having red flags too. And they are worried that you wouldn't accept them. But in their mind, they feel like they've already accepted what they think to be your red flags, but aren't sure whether you could or would do the same for them. And it may not even be red flags, it could just be, you know, certain shortcomings that they have. But yeah, the idea of being dominated by you turns them on as well. But they also like the idea of catering to you, like your pleasure is at their service type of thing, you know. It turns them on that you're not afraid of confrontation or being a little bit aggy, that they feel that you're clearly not out here trying to please everyone, and that's a big turn on for them. But they don't think you cause drama, especially for no reason, and they don't think you like it either. But it's like I'm hearing, I don't start it, but I will finish it, and that's how they see you, you know. But they also think you know how to end conflict peacefully without it becoming, you know, a big mess, which is very attractive to them as well. They could also think you're quite psychic or very intuitive, which they find attractive. And if any of you guys in this group are loners, introverted, that is a big turn on for them too. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to these cards. So I pulled some for physical characteristics, and I also did some for, what would you call it, personality traits. So I'll start off with the physical. So we have here scars. We have there's a lot for me to cuddle. We have narrow shoulders. We have long lashes, and we have arched eyebrows. So obviously all of these physical features aren't going to resonate for everyone, but maybe a few will. But yeah. So this person, I don't know if they would necessarily say they're turned on by your scars, but it feels like they see you, they see your scars. For some of you, these are physical scars. You know, others, these are internal scars, but it feels like they see you, and it's just maybe like a form of them accepting you how you are. You know, they find you attractive, and your scars are a part of what makes you attractive in this person's eyes, you know. So if some of you are on the taller side, if you are on the you know, chubbier side as well, this person finds that attractive about you. I wouldn't necessarily wait. Are they attracted to narrow shoulders? If any of you guys have narrow shoulders, they do find that very attractive. But for others of you, it's not necessarily narrow shoulders, but they could like your shoulder area, like your back area, your upper arms. They could feel like that area on your body is very attractive. If you guys have long eyelashes, they find them very attractive. Even if you don't have long lashes, like just the way your lashes frame your face, it could be your eye shape actually. But long lashes, eye shape, the way it frames your face is very beautiful to them. So some of you, it's not necessarily that you have arched eyebrows, but maybe sometimes you can make a facial expression that make maybe one or both of your eyebrows, you know, into like an arched kind of shape, and they find that whole you know, facial movement very attractive, you know. But for some of you, you literally have arched eyebrows, which they find super attractive on you. So now moving on to personality traits, we have frugal, we have obedient, we have fair, we have non-committal, and we have neutral. Alright, so this person could actually perceive you as someone who does actually, who's the opposite to frugal. They can feel that you're not, that you don't mind, you know, spending a bit extra on certain things. So this is something that they do find attractive about you, that you aren't frugal. So this person is turned on that people seem to be quite obedient to you, that they even feel that way about you. Maybe they feel the need to, like, you know, straighten up a little bit when you're around. But for some of you here, like, there's someone or a few people in particular that you do hold in high regard, that you do respect them, and they like the relationship that you have with this person or these people, that you do seem to be quite, I don't want to say obedient, that doesn't really feel like the right word, but you just kind of respect these people. Um, yeah. But the thing is, like, even though they see you as someone who doesn't really care about what other people think about them, they do feel you still treat people fairly. They feel like you do still treat people with respect, you know? So for some of you here, they could get like a non-committal energy from you, which is something that is a bit of a turn on, that they do find attractive. Maybe you're not like, you know, begging for attention, or, you know, trying to rush to be in a relationship, or maybe you kind of are just a bit more slow and cautious when it comes to, you know, committing. So yeah, they do like that you are quite selective with who you entertain. They're also attracted to the fact that you do seem to be quite a neutral person. They could feel maybe you don't pick sides, or you don't necessarily belong to like one group. Like maybe they feel that people can't really like lump you into, you know, one group. But they could also like that you're neutral when it comes to other people's conflict. Maybe you don't get involved, or you're just able to not be biased. So yeah, for some of you, maybe it is about bias, but it could be just maybe you just don't choose sides, you know, or you're able to kind of understand a few different perspectives, not only in when it comes to conflict, but in other areas of life, that you are able to see a lot of different sides and perspectives. Okay. So we have X, we have fallen, and we have email. All right, this may not be for everyone, but for some of you, if this person is an X, then they could have like fallen for you more, or like they like longed for you more, or desired you more after they became your ex. For some of you, this may not be an ex. Maybe this is someone that you rejected, or maybe they even rejected you, but kind of like maybe see how they saw you maybe navigate the situation, or, you know, just you simply moving on for them from them is something that is a turn on for them. But that's only for a few of you, okay? So this person is attracted to the fact that, again, this may not be necessarily something that you've done, but you've kind of like, just them feeling the way they feel about you, you've made them like feel more than they felt in, you know, quite some time. So they do have deep feelings for you, and they're attracted to the fact that you were able to kind of ignite those feelings, you know. This is random, but for some of you, again, like if this is someone you just see when you're out and about socially, at work, I don't know. But if you tripped up like did a little buckle, or maybe you actually like fell over. They could have thought it was cute. So this person, they could also feel that you're quite cautious of the words you use, which is something that they appreciate and find attractive in you. They could also be so turned on by the way you talk. It could be your voice, it could be your accent, you know, it could be your lingo. But yeah, so moving on, we have talk dirty to me. We have I accept you for who you are. We have nothing will stand in my way. I've been through some stuff. We have opposites attract. Okay, we have fuck all day, talk all night. I want to wake up next to you. We have I'm not a forgiving kind of person. We have manipulated. And we also have I'm going to spoil you. Okay, so what is it that turns them on about you? So again, like they do really like the way you talk. If this is someone you have, you know, spoken to and you guys have oh my god, my mind just went blank. But if you have like, you know, dirty talk with this person, then that was a big turn on for them. But for others of you, like just because they are like so turned on by your voice, they just imagine like what it would be like if they were to have like phone sex or something like that with you, which is a turn on, or they feel that would be a turn on, you know? So they like that they are able to just accept you for who you are. But they also want to be accepted for who they are by you. And it's like they imagine it in their head, like, oh my gosh, what if they do kind of just like me? For me, like if they did, like that would be such a huge turn on for me, you know, that would be so sexy. And that's something that they do think about. So another thing they find attractive about you is that they feel that you don't let anything stand in your way. Like they do perceive you as extremely strong. It's not even necessarily about you being strong. It's just about you being determined, you know, which is something that they like. I wouldn't necessarily say that it turns them on that you have been through stuff. But like I said, like they see all of you, like they see maybe how certain things have impacted you, and they find all of you attractive. Like they accept all of you, even your scars, internal or external. But they accept that certain things have made you who you are today, you know? So they're also turned on by the idea of spoiling you. Again, like this could be physically, like they do imagine like catering to you in the bedroom. So that is something that is a turn on for them. So another turn on for them is that you guys could be very different. Like this could be something that makes them own way, you know? With the Ace of Wands, like this is something that like they feel heavily, like they're very like it's something that they're really passionate about or makes them really passionate about you. The fact that you guys are different, like they do feel, yeah, they definitely feel you guys are different. And they could feel like it is an opposites attract kind of situation, even though they feel like maybe you both have like your baggage. But maybe you guys are very different, like maybe even visually you guys could be very different, like you like from different cultures, or stuff like that, maybe from different like lifestyles or come from very different backgrounds, blah blah blah. But yeah, that is something that fuels their fire, that you guys are very different. And it even turns them on, like the idea that you guys are an unlikely pair. So they could perceive you as someone that is not a very forgiving person. They could feel that once someone crosses the line with you, you're done, it's over. But they actually like that energy coming from you, even if they are on the receiving end of that now. For some of you, like again, like if this is an ex, I know that's not for everyone. And this person, they also feel like you don't succumb to manipulation either at all or easily. They could feel that you can spot someone who is manipulative from a mile away, and that is a turn on, that you are able to kind of discern that behavior in people. So yeah, it turns them on that you're not easy to control, that you're not easy to be easily manipulated. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful and resonate for the person, situation that you're asking about. But I am wishing you guys all the best. All right, please take care. Bye. Hello, welcome. If you've chosen the third group, the lovers, then this reading is for you. The person on your mind, what is it about you that is a turn on for them? All right, so the first card we have is the King of Pentacles. We have Four of Cups in reverse, and we also have Ten of Pentacles upright. So a lot of what turns this person on in regards to you is a lot about how you carry yourself. It's in how you treat them and how you treat people. It's a lot to do with your traits and how you are as a person. It definitely turns them on that you do seem to be a softer and gentler kind of person. This could be someone this and already in a connection with, while for others this is someone maybe that you're interested in, but maybe nothing has really manifested yet. So this could either be what they know of you, or this could be something that like they have an idea of, and it's something that they do find endearing. So they like it that you are stable, and that you have a good job, but they also like the idea of taking care of you. It's a turn on that you dress nice. You could put a lot of effort into what you wear. Even if you don't put a lot of effort in, maybe what you do wear and what you do kind of throw together, it just works regardless of whether it's dressed up or dressed down. They like the way you dress. They feel like you have a beautiful dress sense. Some of you here could have expensive taste in their opinion, or you prefer things of quality, which is something that they really like about you. But at the same time, they don't think you're materialistic either. And combined in those two traits is like chef's kiss to this person. It's something that they do really find attractive when it comes to you. And if any of you here are in a leadership position, like if you hold a leadership position, maybe in your community, at work, maybe among your friend group and your family, that's a big turn on for them. But you also carry yourself with grace, which is what they find truly attractive, that you don't let the power you do have go to your head. They respect the hell out of you for that. They're very attracted to the fact that you treat them with respect as well. They kind of feel you trust them, or maybe they know you trust them, again, depending on where your relationship is at. But they also are attracted to the fact that you trust them to be loyal and to be honest with you. But they also feel as though they've earned your respect. They could find it attractive that they had to earn your respect in the first place. If the person you're asking about is a tad shorter than you, I know this isn't going to be for everyone, but they're very turned on by your height. If they're the ones that's taller and you're shorter, if there is a height difference between you guys, they find that attractive regardless of which way it kind of falls. But I do have to say, like, especially if you are a taller girly and they are a bit shorter than you, they do find that super hot. But regardless, they are turned on by your height. They are also attracted to how sensitive and caring you are with them. They feel you notice things about them that other people kind of gloss over, and they do think you're very attentive to them as well. Like, they feel very seen by you, which makes them feel special, and is something that they do find very endearing. They're also attracted to your patience, your calm, and your peaceful nature. Like, they could feel that you are just super chill. Like, they feel that nothing can rattle you, or very little can rattle you. They could feel like you just have such a cool head. They do think you seem drained at times though, but they admire your hard work and your ethic. But they do imagine taking care of you when you are tired. They like the idea of taking care of you. If this is someone you may not know very well yet, they could think you're very traditional, even if that's not necessarily the case, but they could perceive you that way. But it's a turn on to this person that you do tend to be someone who's more proactive. They think that you don't wait for things to come to you, that you kind of go out and get it. They like you because no matter how chaotic things get around you, you remain calm, you remain level-headed. And that is something that they look for, is something that is a major turn on for them. Your confidence is especially attractive to them. Especially if your confidence is a quiet one where you're just very secure in yourself. They also love how you treat your family and the people that are closest to you. They may not think you have a strong support system that's given to you. Like, they may not feel that you get a lot of support, but they feel that you give that support to other people, and they do think that is a very attractive trait. And they also like that you think before acting, that you're not impulsive. They truly are turned on by your maturity. They like that you know when to make changes, that you aren't afraid to initiate change as well if need be. And this person, they truly believe that you would be able to give them good advice and guidance. Like, you are someone I would want as a partner, someone whose guidance I could trust, someone who I can, not necessarily like rely on, like put my weight on them, but someone who, can be my partner, like a team. And, the idea that you would be a good team is something that they find very attractive. They also feel like it's very attractive that you don't take your anger and frustrations out on other people. So a lot of you here could have emotional restraint or just emotional maturity, which they do find very attractive. I don't know if I've said this already, or if it was, no, I definitely said it was definitely this group. But your height is a turn on, something that's just coming up again. They like that you tend to see the positives in a situation, especially in a negative situation. Or like maybe you're someone who doesn't necessarily focus on problems, and instead you lean more towards finding a solution. But you have so many traits that they do find attractive, and something that they kind of look for in a partner. Do you have more from these cards? Okay, so now I'm gonna do these cards. So these are for both like physical traits and personality traits. With the physical traits, they may not all resonate with you. Maybe, just some of them will. But I will start off with the physical traits. So we have tired eyes, we have wrinkles, we have rough hands, we have rosy cheeks, and we have hard stare. Interesting. Okay, so what is it about you that they find? Okay, so with the Six of Cups, the message that was coming up in my head is that if any of you guys are older than the person you're asking about, and the fact that they are very attracted to your maturity, like if this is someone who is younger than you, they like the fact that you are older than them is a turn on. The fact that you look older than them is a turn on. If any of you guys have wrinkles, that is a turn on for them, okay? If any of you guys have like quite tired eyes, regardless of whether you're not tired at all, but yeah, they do find your eyes a turn on, especially if they are more like tired, kind of low eyes maybe. But again, like I think the message was for this group where they kind of like the idea of looking after you when the times that you are feeling drained. So that's another thing that they do find a turn on. So if any of you have, like, this does feel specific to those of you who may have rough hands. If you have like scars on your hands, if you have like what they called like calluses or something like that, they do find it very attractive. Maybe some of you guys work with your hands, but whatever the case may be, your hands are a big turn on for them. Even if you don't see your hands as something that another person would find attractive, like they definitely find it attractive. For some of you, you could have tattoos, not necessarily on your hands, but on other parts of your body, but they do find this a turn on. They find it a big turn on when you have rosy cheeks. Maybe when it's cold. It could be like how you dress when it's cold as well. But for some of you, they just like when you have rosy cheeks. This could be through makeup. It could be naturally as well. I was clarifying hard stare. Look at this bird. Look how it's staring. So they definitely find it attractive. I don't know if they necessarily feel like you have a hard stare, do they? For some of you, they could feel like you have a hard stare, but for others of you, it's not necessarily a hard stare. It could be more of an intense stare that they find attractive. I kind of want to pull some more for this group. I didn't do it for the last groups, but I feel like doing it for you guys. So what traits, what physical traits turn them on about you? Oh. What physical traits about you do they like? Which of your physical traits turn them on? Alright, so we have bedroom eyes. See, some of you guys could have quite low eyes, quite tired eyes, like bedroom eyes, which they find really sexy, you know. We have high cheekbones, so if any of you guys have high cheekbones, that is something that they find attractive in you. If you guys are European, they find that attractive. It could be, for some of you, it could be like your skin, like if you are, you know, like paler or like tanned skin, depending on where in Europe you're from. For others of you, it could be if like you have like a European accent, they could find that quite attractive as well. And we also have prominent chin. So they could feel your chin area suits you, that looks nice on you. So now moving on to personality characteristics, we have forceful. Wait, what's for this group, right? Yeah. So we have forceful, we have inflexible, we have casual, busy, and quiet. What about you? So for some of you here, like they are very attracted to you when you are in a leadership position, when you are taking charge, maybe when you are a bit more forceful. Yeah. But it feels like the way you do it, you definitely do it with grace, which is something that they like. So it could turn them on that you're actually not very flexible. I don't know if this is because of your schedule or if it's because like maybe when you set something in motion, you don't deviate from that plan. But in some way you are inflexible in this person's eyes, but they respect it. They find it very attractive in you. They really like it when you dress down. Like they really do like it when you dress more casually. So this person could find it attractive that you do tend to keep yourself busy. So it doesn't necessarily feel like they find it a turn on that you're quiet. It doesn't really, do they perceive you as quiet? They could perceive you as quiet at times. They could actually like it that you, maybe at times with the Hermit card coming out, maybe you like your alone time, or you kind of just like your quiet time, your me time. So that could be something that they do find attractive in you. So moving on, we have baby, we have angel, we have cell phone. So what about you turns them on? So this person loves talking to you on the phone. Obviously, they could love talking to you in person as well, but they could find it a turn on, especially when they're talking on the phone to you or when you guys talk in passing, because it's like there's that extra bit of longing there. Um, Not necessarily that they like, but it kind of just makes them want you even more. They could just like your voice as well. So this person, like it almost feels like they see you as someone that's God sent for them. You know, they feel like you are for them. Um, so they could find it really attractive that you're good with babies. If any of you here are really good with babies. And finally, we have you are the yin to my yang. We have DTF. We have I'm so comfortable around you. We have fuck me now. We have just lay with me, please. We have I can be possessive at times. We have you are so damn magical. And we have you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Very nice. So this person, they could feel like you complete them in certain ways. Like they could feel maybe what they lack, you have. But they feel so comfortable around you, and the fact that they do feel comfortable around you is something that is a major turn on for them. So, like, yeah, this person could like being physical with you if they've been physical with you before, but for a lot of you, it feels more than that. Like, that's not what turns them on. It feels like the intimacy of just being with you, being in your presence, just laying together, holding hands, just leaning on each other. Just the idea of maybe hugging you, like nothing too sexual, But that is what turns them on when it comes to you. If you guys can be quite possessive, they do find that a turn on. But they could also feel quite possessive over you as well, so it works. So for some of you here, like with you are stronger than you give yourself credit for, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's talking about you, but you could have given this person a lot of confidence in some way, which is something that they do find attractive. Like you've helped them rate themselves in ways that they didn't necessarily rate themselves before, which is something that they do really appreciate. But anyways, that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it can make sense and resonate for the person that you're asking about. But I'm wishing you guys the best, all right? Please take care. Bye.